Good morning. This week we're starting pointillism. Pointillism is a technique where you use small little dots that are applied in patterns to form an image. You can change your areas of value by creating more dots. And to have less value, a lighter value, you'd have less dots. Now on this pointillism handout, this is a skills sheet. What you need to do is right here you're going to create a value scale. Try to match this one. This isn't, it didn't copy very well. Hopefully it looks better online. But here would be the most concentrated area of dots, so it looks almost black, and then you work your way out until you have very few. If you look at this image here, you can see there's very few dots there. In the areas where it's darker, you have more dots. So it's just more or less dots. That's all it is. So for this skills sheet, you need to create the value scale, and you also need to recreate this photo here in dots. And what that means is you won't be using any lines at all. No lines at all. You'll be creating with dots. This should take you a little bit of time. You've got the eyebrows there. Eyebrows would be dotted. You want to come down. What you should do is kind of plot out where things are at. This week's sketchbook exercise, which hopefully you looked at already, is shading. Well, stippling is another word for pointillism. So stippling or pointillism. We are creating the shaded pear, and this is a completed one. How do you get to that point? You need to analyze the different areas. So here's the basic outline of the pear, and then they look at the pear and they decide where the values are, where it's lighter and darker. So they use a pencil very lightly and put those areas in, and then you go in with your Sharpie and you start making those dots in those areas so your lines disappear. And you keep going until you get to that final product there. So using that same idea, that's how I would complete this eye. So I would really just use dots and put those areas down and draw that. So this skill sheet, you do get credit for this, and this will take you a little bit of time, okay? It should not take 5 minutes. It should take over a half hour just to do this little area and do the value shading on that. And then yes, and don't forget about your sketchbook exercise, which is due on Friday. Thank you.